Hello and welcome along to the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing Championship, today on the PS4 platform. We are here at Ruapuna Park A circuit down in Christchurch, New Zealand for round one of the PS4 Championship, using the touring cars. In the Xbox, of course, we're using the Ginetta G40s. In the PS4 for the championship, we're going to be using the touring cars. And as you can see, the competitors here lined up for the championship today at round one. And the majority of them have gone with the Renault Megane Renault Sports by the looks of it. A very popular choice indeed, with a couple of Mercedes thrown in there, I think, as well. And we've also got Tash there as well in the BMW. And they're on the grid now, waiting for the lights for round one. And it's go here at Ruapuna Park, and there's a terrible start from Welsh Taff, who is in pole position, and they all come together in turn one. It's absolute mayhem as they go around turn one, and although Welsh Taff actually managed to get away, and there's contact, massive contact between a couple of cars. That's Stuart Davis facing the wrong way there in the sand pit on the outside of turn two, and Dan Holloway has made his way up to third position from fifth on the grid. He's there in that green machine, BDCC Dan as we know him from Xbox. And there's Adam Jones as well. Adam Jones is in fifth. He's made his way up from seventh on the grid. And he's being attacked from all sides here. We've got Tash on the inside and the BMW on the outside, sorry. Oh, and she hits Adam. And Adam spins round. And oh, he's getting collected by everybody. And he spins around in that Mercedes, and now he's going to have his work cut out now for round one to regather some points. And we'll look at a replay of this now. So we're on board here with Tash, who is starting there in fourth position. She didn't get too bad a start. It looks like she got tagged maybe a little bit from behind, or a bit of oversteer. It's a rear-wheel drive car, of course, that BMW. And gets another tap from behind, so I think she didn't have the best of starts. She was in all sorts of bother there. Looking on board now with the bumper with Jason Cole. It's a very short run to turn one, of course. And looks like, very short run to turn one, and all the cars just constantly end up and bang, bang, and in the side there of that car. That's not ideal, that's not what you want to see. This is another shot of it. That cameraman's getting a very good shot of this this start of the race, as you can see. And now what happens here? So Tash turns in. That takes out Stuart, and then Stuart gets an extra tap for good measure from behind. Another tap, so he's just getting pushed round and round and round by everybody. And down the inside in the Mercedes there, that's Adam Jones, and he gets extra taps from behind too. So it's just absolute carnage here at round one already, and we haven't really completed any laps here, a couple of laps in. So absolutely chaotic start, and the chaos is still ensuing. That's Monty MC Momo and Dan Holloway battling away on lap 2 here. They're fighting over second and third, whilst Welsh Taff is just got a little bit of a breathing space between them. Not too much though. It was a random qualifying, so they didn't actually do a qualifying session here, and that will be maintained throughout the championship just to ensure that it mixes things up nicely, and also not all of the tracks will have a pit lane, so it makes it a bit confusing, and actually ProjectCars won't let you do or as Monty MC Momo down the inside, and he's tagged Dan, oh, massive contact, and that's Monty MC Momo, and Welsh Taff is off, and Dan Holloway goes into the lead, and that's Tash. It's just chaos. I can't keep up with what's going on. It's just look at it yourself, basically. That's Tash off. Tash takes out, what on earth is she doing? Tash takes out Welsh Taff. Welsh Taff has gone from first to last place in the space of like 2 corners, and his bumper is absolutely hanging off now for good measure, and Tash now is in last place. And what is she doing? She completely took him out there. I feel bad for Welsh Taff, and he started on pole position. He had a great opportunity to get some points here today. He's been showing some good pace in these touring cars. And but you know, he's got a chance still. He's in 7th. He can regain some points from there. And now we look at Dan Holloway. Now he's in the lead. But what on earth is going to happen next? We just don't know. Monty MC Momo's lining him up, and then we've got Jason Cole, who has also been in a few battles already. He's got some battle scars to prove it. His bumper's hanging off as well. There's just bits of car everywhere around Ruapuna circuit at the moment. And he's got his arch rival and long-time nemesis Adam Jones right behind him. And he's going defensive is Jason Cole there, and he knows how to defend a position, he knows how to attack as well. But just as I say that, he runs wide, but he still keeps 5th position at the moment, but now he runs wide again, and that's Adam Jones through, I think. He's just going to break a bit later than Jason, yes, and now Jason's looking back through the inside, but it didn't quite work out for him there. And Adam Jones now takes that 5th position, but Jason is not going to give up. He's an absolutely feisty competitor, and I'm sure he'll be giving Adam a hard time for the rest of the race if he can just keep pace with him. And Adam actually recently has been picked up by an esports team, so goes to show the competitive level of all these drivers here. That has been good enough to be picked up by an esports team, so that's massive congratulations there to Adam Jones. He enjoys his sim racing, as do all of these drivers, and they're all very competitive, as indeed they are on the kart track as well. And now this is Adam Jones, he's coming back through the field now, and he's got Stuart Davis for company. And Stuart Davis, of course, he knows how to defend as well. Stuart Davis is doing a lot of racing at the moment, because he's on the Xbox, in the Xbox Championship too, in the Genettas. He's in 4th place in that championship at the moment, and I think he'll be looking... Oh, he runs wide though, Stuart. I think that's just going to be an easy overtake for Adam there. Oh no, look! Stuart's still coming down the inside. I spoke too soon, and now Stuart robustly defends that position. Adam's going to come around the inside again, but it wasn't quite enough speed there coming out of the previous corner to get him. And this has put Jason Cole back onto the back of him too. So a fantastic battle here for 4th, 5th and 6th. But they are 11-12 seconds now off. And I was saying as well, before all this action was kicking off for these drivers here, and although actually the action's been happening non-stop so far, but I was saying that there's no pit lane on some of these races that we're going to be visiting during this championship. So that means that there won't be any qualifying, it'll be random grid starts. And not only that, but there won't be any mandatory pit stops either, so it's just wheel-to-wheel action all through the race. And now Adam Jones is looking around the outside of Stuart Davis, but that gives Jason Cole a run on the inside. He didn't quite get through there. Now Adam Jones is switching back, and Stuart Davis will be looking all in his mirrors here to try and defend that position. He's in 4th at the moment, the position that he currently holds in the championship in the Genettas and Xbox. But now Adam Jones is coming through the inside, and he's looking very racy indeed. Stuart is off again. He's going to try and stick it around the outside here, but Adam Jones saw that one coming. I think that's what Stuart managed to do the lap before, and I think this time Adam was like, I know your game, I'll just stick it wide and prevent you from coming back. And that's Jason Cole through too. So Stuart Davis has lost 2 positions now in the last couple of corners. He's down in 6th position, but he's a good 13 seconds off the leads, but a good 5 seconds or so in front of... Stuart Davis dives down the inside, a classic lunge manoeuvre that we're so used to seeing from Stuart Davis, Mr. Lunge, and that's why he gets his name. I don't think Jason was expecting that one, but you've always got to be expecting a lunge when you've got Stuart Davis behind you. And now Jason Cole goes off into some rallycross. So anyway, there's a bit of a buffer, there's a few seconds between them and Welsh Taff in 7th, but Welsh Taff is lapping very quickly indeed, 36.7. That's only matched by the leaders really, and Delboy's absolutely flying along actually. In 3rd, he's done a 35.5, and he's only a couple of seconds off the lead. So there he is. This is the battle now for the top 3. You can see them all in the shot there. There they are, and that's Monty MC Momo in the middle. And Monty MC Momo, if he doesn't get past Dan quickly, he's going to find himself in a very awkward position indeed, where he'll be having to attack and defend simultaneously, and that is always very tricky, and you don't want to be that car in a sandwich. You'd rather be the one in front or the one attacking. But Dan Holloway is a very quick driver, and he knows as well how to keep positions. He's won races on the PS4 virtual races that we've been hosting, and he's had multiple pole positions actually. So yeah, very, very quick, shows his pace, and he'll want to keep Monty MC Momo behind him for as long as possible, but Monty MC Momo of course has won races too. And Delboy will be itching to get a good start after this championship. He's been a bit unlucky in some of the races we've held, a bit of contact here and there, and coming up to a back marker now, that's Tash, so this could cause absolute mayhem if Tash doesn't let them through. She should let them through really, because this is a great race we're going to see here, because look, and now Delboy's on the back of them too. Is Tash letting them through? Oh no, not quite. Has she seen them? Hello, what's going on here? Oh, and that's contact between Tash and the leader. And now Monty MC Momo gets a run, and Tash goes in between. This is, oh no! Oh, and Tash tags Dan Holloway, the leader, and he manages to do a Lightning McQueen drift on the inside. But now look, there's contact as well with Del Boy, and now Del Boy's been spun round, and that was terrible news for Del Boy. He's still in third though. There's such a big gap back to Adam Jones in fourth position. But Tash is causing absolute mayhem. Dan Holloway still in the lead, but now Monty MC Momo has been held up significantly, but not as bad as Del Boy. So the positions of the top three are the same, but now they've all been spread out massively. So that battle for the lead that we were looking forward to, unfortunately, has evaporated into nothing. And there's a good gap now between them. So unfortunately, Tash there has not seen the blue flags, or not realised she was battling with them, or maybe she did realise and just decided to do a bit of bumper cars. I'm not sure, but unfortunately that battle now is, as we're halfway through the race, I don't know if we're going to see that, but hopefully Monty MC Momo is 2 seconds behind Dan. Hopefully he can close up, and hopefully Del Boy can close up as well after that incident. We're looking at a different battle now though. This is Welsh Taff. He's in 7th position, and he's just a second or so behind Jason Cole, so he is catching him very quickly indeed. And this is the true pace of Welsh Taff. He certainly would have been up there fighting with the leaders if it wasn't for his incident. His bumper's still hanging off, as you can see. Won't be helping his aero very much, but they're not getting up to great speeds at this circuit, so I don't think it will make too much of a difference. But yeah, this circuit is very technical. It's got some fast sweeping corners as well. A favourite with drivers down in New Zealand, and favourite with fans too, who watch the V8 supercars here. And there's some great videos on YouTube if you want to go and check those out with the V8 supercars around this circuit. It's been racing here since 1963. Motorcyclists as well, and cars of course. Look at Jace Cole now. He's going through turn 1. It's a very fast corner, turn 1, and like we saw at the start, it's not far off to the grids too, so anything can happen, and it did. You can see these two guys here, Jason Cole and Welsh Taff. They've both gone with the Megans, as have the leaders, and I think this reflects some of the other races we've had in these touring cars. The 3 cars for them to choose from, of course: the Renaults, the Mercedes AMG A45, and the BMW E90, which is the lightest car, but it's also rear-wheel drive, so it's a little bit of a handful. Maybe that's why Tash is getting up to all sorts of shenanigans, because she's the only one in the BMW E90. It's also the fastest accelerating, but in terms of handling, these Megans seem to be a driver favourite. We saw it in the Xbox races as well. They all went with the Megans pretty much. But when we last did a touring car race on the PS4 platform, it's quite interesting that a lot of them went with the Megans, but Adam Jones went with Mercedes, and he's done that again today. But his lap times aren't too shabby at all. He's done a 35.9 the last time round. That compares to Del Boy, who's the fastest man on the track, with a 35.4. Monty MC Momo 35.5. And Dan Holloway 36.7. So actually, that's exactly what we want to see. Is the guy in first is the slowest driver at the moment, and the guy in third is the fastest driver at the moment. So that should close them all up nicely for the end of the race. So we've got 11 laps left to run here, lap 19 of 30. And there's someone we haven't seen for a while, Stuart Davis. He was getting in the thick of it, but now he's back in 5th position. He's ahead of Jason Cole, but he's fallen back quite a lot from Adam Jones. Adam Jones is now 12 seconds up the road from Stuart Davis. That's a hell of a lot. And 4 seconds behind is Jason Cole. We might see him in the back of shot at some point. And I think Stuart Davis is going to be coming up to Tash soon. Tash is a good couple of seconds off the pace at the moment. She's doing the 39s at the moment. Oh no, she just did a 37.9, so that's not too bad. It's actually quite comparable with Jason and Welsh Taff's last times. Not too far behind actually. But we will see how the race progresses for her. I mean, she's been in all sorts of bother, and I think she can be expecting some penalties at the end of the race. If any drivers do see any incidents on track, they are allowed to report them at the end of the race, and then the marshals will have a look. And he'll decide if there's going to be any penalties handed out. Could be time penalties, could be suspended race bans, who knows. Oh, look at this. This is a battle for first now, and Monty MC Momo has got a great run on Dan Holloway as they go over the start-finish line to start lap 22 into the turn 1. And this is Monty MC Momo now making his move on Dan, and he's done it. And I don't think Dan's going to be able to come back at him here. Oh no, he is, look. Monty MC Momo ran a bit wide, and Dan did come back at him. So Dan now retakes the position. Fantastic fight for the lead. This is exactly what we want to see, and it's what I feared we might have lost when they all got spread out. But thankfully we've got another 7 laps hopefully now of pure action and fight for first position. And who knows, this battle we're looking at now could be absolutely crucial when it comes to the end of the championship and we add up all the points. If these two drivers are both in the hunt for the title still by then. It's hard to say who the favourites are. You have to say, Dan Holloway, he's been very quick, and Monty MC Momo's race winner as well, so they're definitely two of the favourites. And Adam Jones, of course, you can never count out. You can never count out this guy either. Stuart Davis, he just solidly gets on with it. And if things go his way, he can certainly pick up a very strong result indeed. But unfortunately for him now, he has got Maldonado just ahead, and he'll be hoping he's not Maldonado'd himself. Tash Maldonado in the BMW E90. I think she must have a magnet on her car or something. It seems to attract other cars. Sorry, Tash. And there's Jason Cole now with his bumper still hanging off, going over the start-finish line to start lap 25 already here. This race is absolutely flying by. Oh, and Jason Cole's off. Jason Cole is doing lawn mowing on the outside of turn 1. And now this has put Welsh Taff all over the back of him. And the leaders are coming up as well. Look at this. This is incredible. So you've got 2 fighting cars that are about to be lapped. So what's going to happen here? Because Dan Holloway now, this is nightmare for him. He just wants these 2 cars out of the way so he can focus on defending. And this might give Monty MC Momo the chance he's been looking for. And this is very tense indeed, because these 2 cars will be focusing on each other, not necessarily looking at the leaders and letting them past. So Dan Holloway there, he's looking down the inside, he's showing his nose, and that car, in fairness, is very hard to miss, that bright green car. And Welsh Taff there doing the very honourable thing, getting well out of the way of the leaders. Well done, Welsh Taff. And now will Jason Cole do the same. But I think we can see that Del Boy in that red car, look, he's really closing up here with just 3 laps to go. Can he catch them, I wonder? Dan's going extremely defensive everywhere he can. He knows Monty MC Momo will be taking any opportunity he can to get past. And with laps running out, he's going to be trying even harder. And Jason Cole now is just ahead of the battling leaders. And he gets out of the way, I think, of the 2 of them. Yes, he does. And now that puts Welsh Taff back onto the back of Jason. So that worked out very nicely indeed. So back as we were now. And Welsh Taff has just let Del Boy through as well. Del Boy's pushing very hard. And now Jason will have to let Del Boy through as well. It's an absolute frantic race this is. I can't believe there's 27 laps gone already. Oh, that's Welsh Taff. That's Del Boy. Del Boy's got it all wrong coming onto the start finish, and he got a bit of a swapper on. And unfortunately, that's lost him a lot of time, which he can't afford to lose because there's only a couple of laps left. And Monty MC Momo knows there's only a couple of laps left. He's looking around the outside now. It's the battle of the Renault Sport Megans here for first place. And they release those straight 4 6-speed sequential gearbox engines onto the start-finish straight now. Round the last corner to start their final lap. So this is it now. This is it for Monty MC Momo. Can he get past Dan Holloway with 1 lap to go? Dan Holloway is going to be defending very hard indeed. Monty MC Momo might need to do some sort of lunge manoeuvre. He might need to take a leaf out of Stuart Davis's book. And there's Adam Jones. Adam Jones is all over the back of Del Boy as well. Look at this. Adam's really caught Del Boy actually. Del Boy was doing very good times though, but obviously he had a bit of a swapper on and lost him a lot of time as well. So it's a battle here for first and second and third and fourth. So we don't know what order the podium's going to be yet, and we're only a corner from home. And they go over the... Oh, look! Photo finish! Who's going to get there? It's Dan Holloway! Dan Holloway's going to take the win here at round 1 of the PS4 Touring Car Championship. And there's Adam Jones. He's trying very hard indeed, and he's going to go over the line. He's not going to go over it backwards. He just about crosses it, pointing in the right direction. He didn't get past Delboy, but he gave it everything he did. Delboy then picks up 3rd position. And now Stuart Davis is a long way back in 5th position. And he's coming around the last corner now. And he had a bit of a lonely race after his initial outings. Oh, what's he doing? Bit of drifting. Lovely. Likes to get that rear end out to Stuart. And there's Tash coming across the line after absolute carnage. You can expect a slap on the wrist, I think, after this race. So there's confirmation of the race result. Tash there finished down in last and 8th position, so the 8 runners. Welsh Taff, unfortunately, after starting on pole position, finished down in 7th. That was an absolute cracking race, and it's just action everywhere you look. And these touring cars do throw up good action, in fairness. And that's confirmation of the podium there. So Dan Holloway, 1st position. And then we're used to seeing on the top step of the podium, and Monty MC Momo and Delboy picking up 3rd. And there's the championship order. So the same order as today's race, of course. And Tash Reynolds down there in 8th. She might be looking at negative points after this race. She might be behind Owens Fab, and Owens Fab hasn't even done a race yet. But we'll find out. And that was an absolute storming start to the season. So join us for round 2 next time.